My little link. Should have my little link here somewhere. My little link. Should have my little link here somewhere. Where the hell am I? Well, that's weird that I'm not even showing up in the picture right now. And there we go. We just have some technical difficulties on my end. What's going on, YouTubers? I'm here to talk about a few things, specifically the Sacred Stone. So we're just gonna go ahead and mute the sound here. If you guys do have any questions today, just feel free to let me know, and I'll be more than happy to answer them. But right now I'm working on a specific cutscene for the Sacred Stone. Seems to be going pretty good so far. So basically I wanted to talk to you guys today about a few bulletin points that I have gotten written up. First of all, I want to go ahead and talk about the company name change. So we have decided to become a LLC. So naturally, becoming an LLC, we thought it was time to go ahead and change the game name over as well. It seems to be going extremely well, except for, the paperwork that's going through it and switching over everything to Steam. But we are going ahead and we are doing that. So there's been a lot of discussion on whether, the games have been successful, whether they have not been successful, and so forth. So I've been doing personally a lot of research lately over a few things, specifically in marketing. And obviously, I am working on the Sacred Stone, going ahead and improving that. And after this game is done, I will be going back and I will be working on X17 and Time Ramicide. The play mechanics for that are already done. We have a complete new system in game, and I'll be doing another video talking about that more. Right now, I want to focus on a couple of other things, so keep that in mind. I plan on having the Sacred Stone done probably around June or July, depending on how things go. Right now, I am working on the open level world, which ties into the main quest. So in this open level world, we're going to be able to go ahead and have side quests, main quests, a whole bunch of other stuff in between. So what I mean by that is that we have a level system in place now. We have the spell system in place. We have a quest system in place. And basically I'm adding side quests on there. Now, in order to go ahead and even achieve the main quest is also tied in the open level. So it's kind of becoming somewhat of a sandbox game, but not a full sandbox game by far. There's still a linear path to the game, which is going to always be nice. And I have no idea if this is recording properly or not, because I see I have frozen on camera, and hopefully that is not the case. So if you guys can still hear me, let me go ahead and check this out here. Done. Oh, we got a lock XSplit. Let's just go ahead and do a refresh here. And there we go. So really let me get out of this here, so bear with me. Got another window open somewhere. There we go. All right. Hello, horse. This is just one of the main villages, and don't mind me right now. My horse is bugging me for attention. We'll go ahead and we'll actually simulate this here, so everything goes back to update. But this is just one of the villages that I have, for example, on here. This is basically after the first scene comes into place, and you go ahead and you do your fight scene. This is where you're going to fly to. Now, another thing is that, well, why can't I fly from here to here to here to here? Well, in the very beginning of the story, she doesn't realize that she can actually go ahead and do that. And she's very confused, so she's going ahead and seeking the Great Tree. So you spawn into this open city here to go ahead and seek answers where the Great Tree actually is. And upon doing so, you get hints on where to go into the open world to go ahead and find the Great Tree. And upon finding the Great Tree, you have another quest to go ahead and do in order to go ahead and find the Great Tree. The Great Tree is actually in the ruins. But in order to open up the ruins that's been locked for centuries, you need to go ahead and find the third sword in order to go ahead and open it. So it's kind of like a little puzzle. So I'm not going to tell you guys where the third sword is, but that is here somewhere in the open world here. Other things that I have going on too as I go ahead and hit the play button here is we have a real-time day and night system set up. And what I mean by that is, and here's my other dog, and what I mean by that is for every 8 minutes in real life becomes an hour in the game. So for every 8 minutes playing the game is an hour. Now you can't proceed into some areas until it becomes nighttime. So you kind of have to strategize and figure out what you're going to go ahead and do as time goes on. Another thing is too is some of these areas in this open world you actually have to level up. Now the level up system is done. I just have to go ahead and put the logistics into the areas on how far of a level up you have to be and so forth. And I'm still balancing it out right now. Well, if you go ahead and kill this enemy, how many points you're going to go ahead and get. The level system also does include power-ups, more spells, and everything else. Let's see, we got a comment here from Frozen. Hello, Jason. Thank you for putting so much. I wish you the best and take care. Well, thanks, Froze. I greatly appreciate that, man. We're really doing as much as we can here, and I do mean we. I do have a couple of other guys that I brought on board to do animations. I do have a new modeler coming into place. We're going to start to weed out some of these UE4 assets and start to do our own models as well. So I do appreciate the comment. And yeah, guys, if you guys have any questions, go ahead and feel free to go ahead and let me know. But as of right now, I mean, obviously you can see, this guy down here, he's walking, and we go ahead and we explore the world more here. You'll start to see more activity going on. There's another guy there into the scene. Kind of gives you a better generalization on what to expect when you start going to these towns. So like I promised before in another video that I was working on a crowd system. Well, I went ahead and I achieved that, which makes it really nice. And every character in here is going to be fully interactable with as well, and some of them might have you go on a side quest. I've never played Skyrim before, but a lot of people have made comments that I've shown to me like, well, this kind of reminds me of Skyrim, and I've never played Skyrim before. I definitely like the idea. Obviously, if I started playing Skyrim, I would be hooked on that. Hence the reason why I'm trying not to play as many games as possible. But I went ahead and did research on that, and I really like how Skyrim's system goes ahead, and they have main quests and side quests, and I'm trying to integrate some of those basic concepts that you see there and in Dragon Age Origins and everything else in between into this specific game. So some of the side quests might even contain that, my husband hasn't returned. I want you to go ahead and seek him out. Well, you'll have a clue on where he is in the open world, so you have to go ahead and get there. And that quest might take you an hour or 2 hours to complete, depending on the location of them. This is just an example, and you'll have to go ahead and fight enemies along the way to go ahead and find that person. And obviously, upon finding him and returning to the wife, you'll go ahead and you'll get experience points for it. So that's just another way to go ahead and level up, versus going ahead and just slaughtering enemies all the time. So I plan on having grinding in here as well, where there will be currency. The currency will allow you to go ahead and upgrade your weapons. Right now I do have different weapons, and my animator is working on different animations for each weapon. Now, some of these animations might be the same as other weapons, but you'll have a little bit of different variety in there as far as animations go, like the dual wielding swords, for example, that he's currently working on. Actually, I think he went ahead and completely finished. I just got to go ahead and get those in game and check those out. But you know, those are just things for example overall. And it looks like I froze again with my face. So I'm going to go ahead, and I don't know why it's doing this, but I'm going to go ahead and hit the refresh button here again. So bear with me. And there we go. Instead of me being frozen. So I mean, you know, those are just kind of some ideas on what's going on. Not even ideas, stuff that's already actually in game overall. The overall level, guys, it's huge. I haven't personally ran through the whole entire thing. Believe me, I will be. Believe me, I definitely will be. But I mean, I'm just kind of doing a flyby here. You know, but this is just to show you that I mean, it's massively huge. I mean, to get to here, I mean, up back there is probably going to take you, 20 minutes to go to. And this area over here is 100% playable where the volcano is. There's a whole land over there. I have a dungeon already set up over there. I plan on doing a few more dungeons there. I already got the ruins in place. I do plan on doing a horse integration, so you will be able to go ahead and purchase a horse. I know me, I would be really pissed off if I had to run through the whole entire game on foot and didn't have a quicker way to go ahead and get there. The other thing is, too, is as you go ahead and power up, you will be able to teleport into switching into the Phoenix as you grow stronger throughout the game. And I can't say that you're personally going to be able to fly with the Phoenix, but I am working on where you can even be the Phoenix and go ahead as a spell and play the character as the Phoenix. But as far as like flying throughout the whole entire level, I'm not 100% sure on that in itself. So maybe like a quick teleportation. That's an idea I'm kicking around. I do not have that in game right now, but I am currently working on that. But a horse for sure will be in game. And as far as the AI and things of that nature go, I actually show you a specific fight scene. And I have quite a bit of fight scenes in here. I actually have a couple of caves in here. I don't want to give off the location. But I do want to show you guys something here that I've shown in the other videos. I'm just going to use this as an example. So let me go ahead and load that area up. I don't know why my camera's doing that, but it's being weird. So we'll just go ahead and hit the refresh button again here. But for this area, for example, this will be loaded in the game. You will be able to come here and explore, but you're going to get no farther than here. I actually have a particle effect that has a block on it that I think I have disabled right now. It should be here. I'll have to look into that, but I'm pretty sure it's disabled. Anyway, you'll be able to go ahead and gain experience and fight as many hours as you want here to go ahead and gain level of experience. And eventually, when you get to a certain level, this wall will come down. You'll be able to blow through this particle wall here, and you'll be able to advance up into here. And I do have another video on this specific area where I was showing off the gameplay over it, and it was well done. I mean, the whole entire fight scene personally took me like an hour, but that was without the full entire spell system being done and balanced more overall. But expect like an hour fight scene here, guys, and it's not boring, it's not repetitive. Enemies will spawn, new enemies will spawn, and really it's more or less to go ahead and gain the experience, because you need to go ahead and hit this scene in order to open up the ruins, because this is going to be really a big spot to get the information to go ahead and seek the Great Tree. And so that kind of gives you a more general idea. And another thing is too is that I'm running this on a graphics card from 2012. It's an HD 770. It's really out of date. I really have done research on graphics cards. The thing that sucks is that obviously for you gamers too is that now is not the best time to go ahead and buy graphics cards. I mean, even like the RX 480, for example, you can't find anymore, and it's just such a hot buy right now. They're never in stock, and when they do get in stock, they're like 2 or 3 times more for the money. So I am going to go ahead and pull the trigger. I'm probably going ahead and getting a GTX 1050. That's with budget graphics card, $240. I could go ahead and get like a Titan, for example, and pay $1,000 for it, but I don't want to go ahead and do that because I won't be able to do proper testing on there. But my graphics card is really outdated, and I'm averaging about 25 to 30 frames per second over a heavy load during the game right now. So, and that's so outdated. And most of you guys are running like on a GTX 970 and above from there. And I think a 1050 is a good way mid graphics card to go ahead and check that out. Let's see here, man. You are a true inspiration for people in me making video games. You really show us the push the limits of the engine, true art. Well, I appreciate that, Cole. Let's see, Mac. Has Zelda been an influence on your project at all? Looking good so far, Jason. Hey, Mac. You know, I mean, and I'll take a couple of minutes and answer your guys' questions here. First off, Cole, I appreciate the comment over that. There's been a lot of rough bumps in the road, and part of, and this is for future reference, and this isn't specifically, I mean, this ties into that question, but for future indie game developers and everything else in between. I was watching a video which I can actually post. I got the link right here, as a matter of fact. It might be worth checking out. But this had to do with marketing over it, because I'm not doing a whole lot of marketing, and that's mainly why I'm doing live stream now and talking about things more to do more marketing in the aspects of things. And a lot of indie games don't go ahead and they don't succeed, and they really don't even come as far as me. Now, I know there's been a lot of controversy about, well, your games suck and this and that, and that's the whole entire learning experience overall. Most games, indie companies have a 5% chance in the market right now, and I'm not saying that I've been super successful, but I had to define success somewhere. And in that video, she went ahead and explained that, you know, 5% normally go ahead and fail, and iOS developers have a 25% chance of only making it, which I'm not doing, obviously. And the iOS developers in their lifetime, now it wasn't defined if it was 3 years or 5 years or 10 years, have only made like $30,000 in their whole entire life from doing it. And, you know, over the past 5 years, I am like virtually there. So I have to monitor my success as I'm doing it. And I'm not really doing this for the money at all whatsoever. I'm doing this because I love doing this, and I think there's more passion in that. I'm not getting blindsided on money, and I'm going to continue to do what I'm doing. So I kind of hope that gives these guys some inspiration over things. And Mac, as far as the Zelda goes, yeah, Zelda's been like a huge influence over it. I've kind of taken the you know, bits and pieces from different games and so forth over there. You know, the Sacred Stone, it is a stone reference from Zelda over it, except I don't have three stones in there. The 3 swords, totally a reference to Zelda over that, except they're not the stones over it. But you need the 3 swords, which there's already 2 there, so you have to go ahead and find 1 in order to open up the ruins. So Zelda has been a huge inspiration overall, and I've I've looked at, there's a guy on here too, shout out to him, I'm not even sure the name, but some guy is going ahead and recreating Zelda in UE4, and I think that's one of the greatest things ever. Have you ever thought about making a pixel art style game? I know someone that loves the style. He's a bit of a hipster when it comes to that. Pixel art. So I don't know much about pixel art. I know UE4 is fully capable of that, and I've looked at it. I love that. I think that would be great. Towards maybe a summer project, iOS, very specific things overall. Just go ahead and do it for fun. I would really like to do like a old school Zelda type game in pixel art. And that can totally be done. That's just a little bit out of my realm over it, but I have thought about that. And if I bring somebody on that has experience in the iOS department over that and with pixel art, I would be more than happy to go ahead and do that in general. That's an awesome question. That has been a little bit of an idea overall. I think right now my main focus is specifically going to be on this game. And another thing too is that because my graphics card is so low, obviously when you zoom in, the grass starts to spawn more. You guys won't have to go ahead and have a problem with that. You'll be able to go up here and change the settings on that and how far you guys want to go ahead and stream out. Right now, I have this set up kind of crappy low settings on there just to make sure my graphics card can handle it. And if my crappy graphics card is handling it at this point in time, we should be completely fine. But I mean that's a higher setting there, but I can't really run that unfortunately at this time. In the at the not open roles and the sublinear levels, I can go ahead and run this at much higher settings overall. Just so you guys are aware. If you guys have any more questions, go ahead and feel free to let me know. So the overall progress, it's coming along really well, I think. You have about an hour of gameplay as is right now, just in the city alone, to go ahead and explore. And I have like 2 little side quests already set up over it. But with having the open world and able to spread out the main quest over it, I figure you have about 7 to 9 hours of gameplay as is right now. Now I'm not 100% sure on that. That's a very good idea on what I have. And after I go ahead and put in the side quests and everything else, it could be limitless if I went ahead and created a random system in there. But I really don't want to make this a sandbox game and focus on that. I'm just giving you guys more gameplay overall. The level up system, go ahead and level up. And as you level up too, certain enemies might be like a level 17 and in this open world. It's not highly recommended if you're like a level 4 or level 5 to go ahead and fight a level 17 enemy, but by far. You might want to go ahead and run away and gain more experience to go ahead and level up. And as you level up, your health system's going to go up. You're going to gain more health. You're going to gain more armor. So I had those attributes already set up in the game as well. And that's just kind of some things I wanted to go ahead and cover overall. Let's see what else I got on here. So expansions and more. So another thing too is that once this game is finished, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and work on the other 2 games. And after that's done, I'm actually going to come back and I'm actually start doing expansions and DLC packs on here. And that's going to be 100% free. I'm not going to go ahead and charge people, like other games do. I'm not going to name any specific over it where you pay $9 or extra $20 for like an extra 4 or 5 hours of gameplay. And I was reading reviews on that stuff, and it's like, well, it was kind of cool to go ahead and see the open world, but I don't feel that it was worth $9 or $20 more. I think it's going to add more value and the aspect of things if I go ahead and give that away for free. I'm not money housing here. I don't plan on money housing here. So other than that, guys, I really have nothing else to go ahead and talk about right now. I'm actually going to go ahead and cut this video off. I am going to go ahead and stream here in about another hour, maybe 2 hours, and stream for the rest of the night just working on the game development, but this video is more specific, kind of go ahead and talk about where the company's heading, where the Sacred Stone is heading, and so forth. So, like I said, guys, in about 2 hours, I'll go ahead and I'll stream, and just bullet points here. So, all right, I'll talk to you guys soon. Awesome questions, and if you guys have any more, let me know. And also, please subscribe and like. I do planning on giving away free content in the future over it. Private tutorials too for subscriptions that are going with Unreal Engine 4. And how I went ahead and created things and on certain things as well. So subscribing will add a lot of value into a lot of things, and you can always keep up to date on the progress that I'm doing. All right, guys. Otherwise, you have a good day, and I will see you guys in a couple of hours.